Introduction to primary legislation. Primary legislation consists of laws enacted by lawful lawmaking authorities, principally by the Westminster Parliament. Primary legislation is the law made by the legislative branch of the government. This can be contrasted with secondary or delegated legislation, which is usually made by the executive branch. Primary legislation must authorize delegated legislation and lay down the boundaries of delegated legislation. The key purposes of the legislation include setting out public law rights, imposing taxation, creating powers for public bodies and ministers, regulating commercial activity, and ensuring social control. When we are trying to find the meaning of an Act of Parliament, there are several ways to obtain this information. The starting point can be the explanatory notes to the Acts of the Parliament that can be found on the government's website. These notes are very helpful in explaining the context of an Act. If we look at the explanatory notes of the Human Rights Act provided on the justice.gov.uk website, we can find answers to the following questions. What is the Human Rights Act for? How does the Human Rights Act work? What are my convention rights? We will be discussing the content of these explanatory notes in later lectures. The second route was established by Pepper v. Hart 1995 case. The court established the principle that when primary legislation is ambiguous, then in certain circumstances, the court may refer to statements made in the House of Commons or House of Lords in an attempt to interpret the meaning of the legislation. These statements are found in the Hansard. The Hansard keeps the record of everything that is said during the debates in Parliament. It can be used as a tool for statutory interpretation by the courts. It is important to note here that the decision has been criticized that the case violated rules of evidence, had damaged the separation of powers between the executive and Parliament, and caused additional expense in cases. The decision has been criticized by Lord Steen in his lecture titled Pepper v. Hart, a Re-Examination. Since Lord Steen's lecture, several judicial decisions have limited the use of pepper by the courts. Another academic argues that the scope of Pepper v. Hart has been reduced to such an extent that the ruling has almost become meaningless. Parliament's principal role is to debate and pass statute legislation. The legislation process takes the following path. A government finds its legitimacy from the democratic process. During the election period, the political party puts forth its mandate and philosophy in front of the people. The party receives votes from the electorate based on the party agenda. The political party with the majority creates a government representing the will of the people. The mandate of the party is put into practice through Acts of Parliament. The Acts of Parliament provide legal backing to the government policies. Ministers and civil servants develop policy initiatives based on the mandate of the party. Then government lawyers draft bills that are introduced to the Parliament by the ministers. The ministers steer them through the House of Commons and the House of Lords, suggesting amendment along the way. The policy can also be seen as a practical implementation of the party's philosophy. The government introduces most plans for new laws, with many included in the Queen's speech at the opening of each session of the Parliament. Emergency issues such as the threat of terrorism, the pressure to update old laws, interpreting, clarifying, and reapplying established principles of statute law all contribute to the need for new legislation. Before draft laws, known as bills, are introduced into Parliament, there is often consultation or discussion with interested parties such as professional bodies, voluntary organizations, and pressure groups. Proposals for legislative changes may be contained in government white papers. White papers are documents produced by the government setting out details of the future policy on a particular subject. A white paper will often be the basis for a bill. The white paper allows the government an opportunity to gather feedback before it formally presents the policies as a bill. Often when a government department is considering introducing a new law, it will put together a discussion document called a green paper. Sometimes green papers are used by the government before the white papers that set out the government's proposal that are still taking shape. The aim of this paper is to allow people both inside and outside Parliament to debate the subject and give the department feedback on its suggestions. Copies of consultation documents such as green papers and white papers, which are produced by the government, are available on the related departmental websites. There is no requirement for white or green papers to be introduced before a bill is introduced into the Parliament. Do you think it is important that the government uses white and green paper before introducing a bill in the Parliament? What arguments can you provide in favor of the legislation process? Now, a draft bill is a bill that is published to enable consultation and pre-legislative scrutiny before a bill is formally introduced into either House of Commons or House of Lords. A draft bill is considered often by a departmental select committee in the Commons or by a joint committee of Lords and members of the Commons. This consideration allows MPs and members of the Lords to have an early influence on the bill. The process is known as pre-legislative scrutiny. Do you think all bills apply to the whole of the UK? The answer is no. Not all bills apply to the whole of the UK. Some bills apply to the whole of the UK. However, bill may apply to one or more constituents, for example, only to England and Wales. This is because the law-making powers in some matters rest with the Scottish Parliament and Welsh Assembly and the Northern Ireland Assembly rather than the UK Parliament. Finally, sometimes new laws are needed to ensure that the UK complies with the international or EU legislation. The Act of Compliance can trigger the process mentioned previously. A bill is a proposal for a new law or a proposed change to an existing law that is presented for debate before Parliament. A bill can be introduced by three different actors: the government, individual MPs or Lords, and private individuals or organizations. Bills start the parliamentary process in either the House of Commons or House of Lords. Each bill must pass 5 stages in each house: first reading, second reading, committee stage, report stage, third reading. At the end of the parliamentary process, royal assent is given by the Queen. Once royal assent is given, a bill becomes an Act of Parliament and is the law. You can see a visual presentation of the parliamentary process in the link provided below.